Coming up on Pet Medics, a beloved Labrador comes in with a mysterious lump.
Yeah, no, she is just part of the family.
There's an escape artist on the loose.
Not much luck if we don't catch it and finding it ever.
Holly loses control of one of her patients.
Where are you going? Which way are you going?
And it all becomes too much for one of the team's senior vets. In the thriving North Island city of Tauranga, the local vets are more than just practitioners. They're part of the community, colleagues who care for and about the region's creatures.
How you doing, cutie?
As they live, work and play in this seaside sanctuary, the vets and nurses come to know and love their animal charges.
Hey, it sure does.
It's a busy morning at the Tauranga Vets, and Vet Holly is about to get a blast from the past.
This morning I get to see a little mouse called Millie. Just so happens that when I was a young kid, I also had a little mouse called Millie, so a bit of deja vu happening there.
Millie's owner, Brian, has noticed a number of unwanted visitors.
She is a new member of our family and saw a couple of tiny little mites just on her little house. The kids just love her. They're always just hanging around her cage watching her, and she's instantly a big part of our family.
Do you want to bring Millie on through?
She might be cute, but Millie's small stature could cause problems for Holly.
I enjoy dealing with our small furry creatures, and little mice. They can be a challenge because they are so small.
But has Holly spoken too soon as she struggles to get Millie Mouse out of her house to weigh her?
Maybe what we'll do is we'll weigh both of these.
Millie has mites, but luckily they haven't done much damage to her yet.
She so far hasn't had a lot of hair loss. I guess mice in general, they do groom a lot, like they want to be clean.
The mites have made themselves at home on Millie, her house, and all over Brian's house. So all three will need to be treated.
Once we've treated her, it normally takes about 1 to 2 weeks for everything to settle down. You are quite adventurous, aren't you? Where are you going? Which way are you going?
Millie's enjoying her moment out of the cage.
Come on, I'm gonna go back in your house.
You going in your house?
Holly checks Millie's heart. Having a mouse in the house sends her right down memory lane.
My little one, she used to come and give me like a little bit of wood shaving, and then I'd give her a cornflake.
While Holly struggles to keep Millie under control, in reception, 9-year-old Misha has come in with her owners John and Leslie. She's a lovable family pet with a curious lump.
We brought Misha in to have a lump taken off her leg.
This lump had got so much bigger and we thought, oh, we'd better get it checked out.
A dramatic change in the lump is very worrying. This family dog is much adored.
We've had her just about 10 years now, and she's, wherever we go, she goes. Lovely with the kids. Yeah, no, she is just part of the family.
New grad Max is treating Misha and outlines his best case scenario for the day.
We take the lump off, we send it to the lab, and they say, yep, it's all clear, we've taken everything, and there's no tumour left.
But they need to be prepared for the best and the worst.
Can be quite serious. These can spread quite easily to the liver, to the lungs, to the spleen, and so we will take it off and hopefully prevent that from spreading and causing any more damage than it has.
Has it rapidly grown, Max?
It used to be quite tight and it's now sort of a little bit softer.
Yeah.
Max has noticed the lump significantly change, even though it's been only a week since Misha was checked. Vet Kate is mentoring Max today. She's been Misha's vet for years and is taking special interest in the case.
We'll see if we can identify any cells from the lump, find out what it is, where it's likely to have spread to, and what sort of surgery is going to be the right type of surgery for her. Go from there.
For vets like Kate, dealing with animals whom they see through good times and bad is all part of this demanding job.
Being a vet can be pretty stressful at times. You get put under a lot of pressure. You learn over time how to manage stress, so I'm slowly getting there. In my spare time, I do a lot of multi-sport, things like kayaking, running, cycling. I really like getting out and about in the outdoors. It's good stress relief for me.
Becoming a vet was Kate's aspiration from a young age.
I always wanted to be a vet. I can't even remember wanting to be anything else since I was a kid. I always just loved being with the animals and things, and like the blood and guts and the drama and the gore. So I thought, oh yeah, that's what I want to do.
Back in the city, it's combat mode in the clinic's car park for nurse Jess.
This morning at the clinic, we had an owner bringing in a cat, and she did everything right. She had it in the cage, but unfortunately it wasn't quite latched properly. It's gotten out and done a runner.
Little Lee had just had a litter of kittens and was coming in to be spayed, but never made it through the front door.
We're in the middle of the CBD here, so not much luck if we don't catch it in finding it ever.
There's a little tunnel at the end of a spit of grass between the clinic and the neighbours, and Jess thinks the cat might be hiding there.
We'll set the trap and we will hope, with all of our fingers and toes crossed.
But cat recovery is not as straightforward as it sounds.
Many hazards trying to catch cats. A wasp's nest right there. I'm really hoping that they're asleep. Do they sleep? I don't know. Fingers crossed.
Coming up, how much is too much? Holly tries to medicate a miffed mouse.
I'm just trying to be naughty now, aren't she?
Who's in Nurse Jess's cat trap?
Oh, I think I might see a little bit of movement.
And just how serious is Misha's lump?
It's not great.
At the Tauranga Vet Clinic, Misha the lab has a busy day ahead of her.
Hi, Misha!
She's come in with a lump, and Max will do tests and take a sample before trying to remove the tumour.
These tumours require 3 centimetre margins around all sides of the tumour to make sure that we get it all.
Then Max makes a worrying discovery.
We have a bit of an enlarged lymph node at the back there, just behind the leg. It's not great at this stage, so tentatively we're saying that it could have spread, and we'll need more testing to work that out. Hey Jess, can you give me a hand with this, please?
Yeah, sure.
Misha's owners were hoping the vet could simply remove the lump today. But the closer the vets look, the more complex Misha's condition becomes. Max extracts a few cells from the lump to look at under the microscope.
There appears to be quite a lot of the mast cells, but we'll get Kate to have a look to confirm.
Experienced vet Kate is advising Max on this case. Both vets suspect that Misha has an aggressive mast cell tumour.
I can see a few of those mast cell looking cells down there in the lymph node, so that's not good news for Misha. Potentially it's a sign that it might have already spread.
Kate conducts an ultrasound to check Misha's organs.
We're looking around here for any enlarged nodes. I'm not seeing them, so that's a good thing.
At the clinic, newer vets are constantly learning from their more experienced colleagues. Kate shows Holly and Max what she's looking for on Misha's ultrasound.
There's no nodules or anything.
Max and Kate will need to send a sample of the lump to the lab for further analysis.
It's really important to know what you're dealing with before you go in for a major surgery on a lump like this. Mast cell tumours can come in 2 different types. They can be either a high grade or a low grade tumour, and the long-term prognosis is quite different. Oh my God, that looks so rotten, eh?
After seeing the inside of the tumour, Kate and Max suspect the worst: aggressive cancer. Kate puts the brakes on any further surgery for now.
Yep, I think close it up. And
To try and stop the progression, Misha will need a combination of specialist surgery and chemotherapy, but there are limits to what can be done.
In humans, we try to cure cancer with chemotherapy. In animals, we just find it a bit too hard on them. We would much rather give them a lower dose and palliative care and elongate their lifetime than try to cure it.
Max and Kate have kept John and Leslie informed of Misha's worsening prognosis throughout the day. The couple must now weigh up what's best for their treasured lab.
Do we have chemo, which is she's going to be suffering with that, because we don't want her suffering anymore. She can't tell us if she's in pain.
This is the downside of having animals, things like this crop up and you sort of deal with it the best that you can.
I just feel hollow.
It's been a while since I've seen you guys, yeah. Right.
The owners try to remain hopeful as Kate explains the options open to them to care for Misha.
What we plan to do is have a discussion with an oncologist about it and plan from there. Is surgery the right thing for Misha, or is it better that we treat her with other methods?
Unfortunately, Kate can't tell them the one thing they want to hear.
Whether we can get it cured or not is unknown at the moment.
Misha is free to go home for now, but it is a bittersweet reunion.
Here she is. Here's Mum.
We can take her home for the night anyway, and we'll have her there for quite a few more days until we hear the final results.
She has been drinking a lot more.
All John and Leslie can do now is spend quality time with their beloved companion. Down the hall, pet mouse Millie is having trouble with mites.
So this whole tube is...
Holly is struggling to calculate a dosage for the smallest patient in the clinic, who weighs about the same as 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Even like a tiny amount is still more than it needs. Sorry, she's just so small that I had to basically dilute like 1 drop like 60 times, so.
But if Holly thought the hard part was over, she now realises it's only just begun.
Not being helpful at all.
Oh my goodness, where are you going? You've got a little drop on you, but I just want to rub it in a little bit. Oh my goodness. You're just trying to be naughty now, aren't you? Come back.
But Holly will not be beaten.
Yeah, you just stay still there for just like a second while we just rub it in. Here we go. All sorted.
And with that little drop, Millie's treatment for the day is complete.
We're going to give her a treatment every couple of weeks and just keep an eye on her. But other than that, she's fit, she's healthy, she's good.
It's home time for Millie, who's well on her way to being mite-free after her vet adventure. It's the weekend, and Jess has come into the clinic even though it's her day off.
I was passing by and I really want to see if that cat's in our trap. Whoops, or...
It's been 2 days since escape artist Little Lee disappeared from the clinic car park, and Jess is hopeful.
Oh, I think I might see a little bit of movement. There is, in fact, a cat in the trap. Yes.
But which cat?
It's all right.
Oh my goodness, Jess. Is that her?
I don't know. It looks like her, but I can't be sure.
Oh, poor little soul.
I'm so stoked. I just thought the chances were just dwindling so much the longer it went. Here you go.
Owner Billie Jean and her sister Joanne have rushed down to see if Jess has in fact caught their beloved tabby.
Come and see her.
They've brought in someone else who is also looking forward to seeing Little Lee.
Oh, that's the kitten! How cute! Oh, lovely. Is that her?
Yeah.
You're sure that's her?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's such good news.
Both sisters have been sick to their stomachs since Little Lee went missing.
Because I haven't been eating for 2 days.
Oh,
We both
I'm
haven't.
so glad that we've been able to get her for you.
Yeah.
Alrighty, here she is. There's Mummy.
Hey.
There's Mummy.
Little Lee is finally back where she belongs.
Take her home today, give her some nice food and things like that, get her back to full fighting health again because she's probably a bit hungry, and then we'll do the surgery probably next week. Yeah.
I'm glad she's back. And She'll be happy to have her little boy.
Oh, your little guy. In you go. Good girl. It's all right.
Little Lee is off the streets and heading back to the luxury of her own bed.
And we'll give it the old push check.
With plenty of cuddles, a proper meal and some TLC. Coming up, the escape artist returns to the clinic.
Still dreaming of escaping in her sleep.
And what's moved the senior vet to tears?
I can't do it.
A week after her hijinks in the car park, escape artist Little Lee has finally made it safely into the Tauranga vets this morning to be spayed.
So we just have Little Lee. Thankfully we were able to find her and she's just in for a spay today. It's really important for a health benefit as well as the population control.
For Max and Tauranga vets, it's a routine operation.
Here we go.
After all the drama of getting to surgery, everything goes smoothly and is soon all over.
As you can see, Little Lee is just recovering from her anaesthetic now, still dreaming of escaping in her sleep. It's quite normal though. A lot of animals do that paddling just right when they're waking up from the anaesthetic. Alrighty, here she is.
Jess has kept a close eye on the escape artist and personally escorts her out of the surgery.
You on, come on. You're going to be a famous little girl.
The sisters have been debating which one of them was more to blame for Little Lee's escape.
I think because I didn't come with her.
Oh. Were you not there to supervise? Was that what happened?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Yeah.
And both sisters will keep a close eye on Little Lee from now on. John and Leslie have returned to the clinic with their precious lab Misha.
Come on through.
Kate called them earlier this week with test results that confirm that Misha's cancer is terminal and aggressive. Although Misha's up and walking today, her health has taken a dramatic turn for the worse.
Misha came in last night and saw one of the after-hours vets. She was quite uncomfortable and distressed.
She just didn't settle all night.
Didn't she?
She's just miserable.
Over the past week, Misha has been in a lot of pain. Her tumours have grown substantially and one has even burst.
She looks a lot smaller than it was before, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, last night it was 3 times that big one.
Was it?
Yeah,
Really?
that's when it burst. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you feel now that it's burst, she's better in herself or not at all? No.
John and Leslie can see that Misha is in a huge amount of pain and worry about what's to come.
We just don't want her suffering anymore.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not going to get better, is it?
With a terminal diagnosis, Kate outlines the limited options Misha has. First and foremost, nobody wants to see her in pain.
We either do surgery or remove it, put her on steroid anti-inflammatories, which will take away a lot of that swelling there and discomfort. And I guess the third option is euthanasia at this stage. It's really your choice as to how you want to go about managing her. But I think the key things to look for in terms of quality of life is she still maintaining her normal routine? You know, does she want to go out for a walk or is she like more inclined just to lie around at home and do nothing?
Normally wherever we go, she goes.
Yeah,
But today,
she's staying alone, yeah.
Misha is no longer able to do the things she loves to do.
Do you want a few minutes to talk about it or have you got any questions?
No,
Yeah. It's a really tough one, isn't it?
She's had a real good one.
It's a heartbreaking decision. John and Leslie have put Misha's quality of life ahead of all other considerations.
Yeah.
It hasn't been an easy decision this today.
It's for the best for her.
Yeah.
That's the thing, you know.
Even last
We've got to think of her.
They've decided that they'd rather make a decision early and not let her suffer or prolong what is the inevitable, unfortunately, in these cases.
Kate has been Misha's vet most of her life and cares a lot for her patient and her owners.
It was really hard for me. Been dealing with Misha for quite some time and know the clients very well and the patients, so yeah.
Euthanizing an animal is heartbreaking for the owner, but something vets often deal with. That doesn't mean it's ever easy.
Yeah, her heart stopped and she's gone now. Yeah.
As a vet, we get to do a lot of amazing things and save lots of lives, but unfortunately we can't save them all, and we're really privileged to be able to offer euthanasia as an option to prevent animals from suffering. So I try and think of it in that way.
Thanks for everything.
Misha's suffering is now over. Her family and Kate will always remember her as a happy and faithful pet companion. For the vets, this is more than just a job. It's a vocation, one that provides a rare privilege to be part of the lives of the animals in their community. Next time on Pet Medics, an angelic cat raises hell for Holly.
Oh, God.
Max keeps it in the family as his mum's precious pooch goes under the knife.
It's just about keeping a cool head and treating it just like any other animal.
And why won't this one-eyed horse stand up?
Trying to get him up and basically just keep lying down.